Welcome back to Finity, and another massive win for common sense this week for a man who refused to bend the knee to the politically correct and the politically insane. Christian McGee, a 16-year-old from North Carolina, was suspended from school last year for using the term illegal alien, even though that's how the Department of Homeland Security refers to people who come to this country illegally, meaning it's a legal term. He was correct. But the school labeled McGee a racist after he asked his English teacher for clarification on an assignment that used the word alien. He wanted to know if that meant like alien from outer space or illegal alien from another country. Fast forward 1 year and a federal judge ruled the school district must pay McGee $20,000, issue a public apology, and remove the racist label from any official school record. And joining us now for more is Christian's mother, Leah McGhee, and Senior Counsel and Director for Educational Freedom at the Liberty Justice Center, Dean McGee. Leah, it's great to have you on. Can you take us through what happened in more detail?
Sure. So, like you said, Christian raised his hand and asked if it meant space alien or if she was referring to illegal aliens with who need green cards. That prompted him to be taken to the principal's office, where the assistant principal deemed his comment racially insensitive and racially abusive. Rob, this is a term found in our federal code. However, the schoolhouse told my son that he could not use that term on their schoolhouse grounds. So his father and I had no choice but to file a lawsuit. And with the help of Liberty Justice Center, we were able to see that just completely get abolished in court, and we are so, so grateful to them.
Dean, you represented the family. You've represented a number of families who are fighting against these far-left policies. Again, this is happening in public schools all across the country, and that's why we're going to continue to showcase stories like this. President Trump talked about this. Take a listen to what he had to say.
As you know, we've gotten rid of the woke. Woke is gone, and I think pretty well buried. We're going to make sure it's buried. But the parents are now taking over the school boards. They're getting rid of these people that probably didn't like the children very much based on what they were doing. And it's a big difference.
He's been true to his word, Dean. If Donald Trump didn't win in November, do you think this turns out the way it does for Christian and his family?
I'll tell you, it's hard to say, but I will say that the important election for Christian's family was the local school board election. And those are elections that everyone around the country should be paying attention to. We had the old school board at first that effectively refused to negotiate with us, that punished Christian, that refused to back down. In November, there was an election in Davidson County. The school board was essentially completely overturned. And we got to work with the school board that was actually willing to listen to us and get this resolved. So I think everyone needs to be paying attention to their local school board elections.
Yeah, it sounds like you wanted to say no there. Leah, what do you think? If Donald Trump doesn't win, does this turn out the same way? And I know the law is supposed to be colorblind and timeless and it's not supposed to care who's in the Oval Office, but recently it certainly has seemed like that, hasn't it?
Rob, I can say with 100% certainty that I do not think this would have ended with a victory in our case. President Trump wrote Christian a letter of recommendation 2 weeks after he was suspended, before he even took office. This was in April of last year. And the school board still refused to acknowledge his recommendation, his letter of recommendation. It is only because Americans are choosing to stand up and fight that change like this is coming. And my prayer is that other mothers, other parents can see how easily this can be done with the help of people like Dean McGee through Liberty Justice Center. It was not a hard fight. It is common sense that we are trying to bring back into this country.
Leah McGhee, Dean McGee, thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
All right. An update now to a story that we've been following here on Finity. How did Nancy Pelosi do better in the stock market than Bernie Madoff when Bernie was cheating? Finity Files is next. Stay with us.